right, good morning. It's a beautiful Friday morning right here in the city of Aba. Thank you for joining us on People and Politics. My name is Ben Watu.
My name is Anastasia Odochuchena. And quickly today, the president yesterday visited Kaduna, inaugurated some projects. The president has reacted also over a drama that happened in Kaduna as a man attempted to approach him. 36 state governors agreed to dismantle illegal roadblocks, multiple taxes across the country. IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu says he has no case to answer as court admits DSS report linking Kanu to end SARS violence. And still from the courts, Natasha Akpoti was granted bail yesterday over alleged defamation. We come to Abia State. Abia lawmakers Aaron Uzodike and Uchonyi tell Aba Power to accelerate mass metering to customers. Chimayaso resigns from Young Progressive Party. Rich people residing in Abuja remain FCT's biggest problem in voluntary tax compliance. This is coming from the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Please join the conversation on Facebook. It is Magic FM Aba. Like us and drop your comment.
All right. We are streaming live on various platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and of course Facebook. You may choose whichever one that is convenient for you to get real-time updates. Follow us live. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/MagicFMNG. Instagram is at MagicFM Nigeria. YouTube is Magic FM Aba. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Okay, yesterday the president visited Kaduna. That visit was supposed to happen on Wednesday, but because of what happened in Benue State, he had to reschedule it. That's correct.
The president visited Kaduna to inaugurate some developmental projects in the state. He was received at the Nigerian Air Force Base Kaduna by the governor Obasani, top government officials, traditional rulers, and other dignitaries. Shortly after his arrival, he proceeded to Rigachuku in a Gabi local government area where he inaugurated some of the project healthcare centers, educational facilities. Let's take a listen.
All Nigerian leaders interested in forging and rebuilding our country are hereby listening and farsightedness in critical center to train and develop the mind of our youth, sharp and yielding results. Thank you, Governor, for a good job you are doing. I'm proud to say that Kaduna is rising again, and we will work with you for this and every aspect of your development. We will do everything to ensure that we achieve the vision.
Okay, during that visit yesterday, there was a brief moment of disruption when a man broke through security just as the president was addressing the gathering during the official commissioning of some projects in that state. The disruption occurred mid-speech when the man made an unexpected move towards the stage. The president appeared momentarily taken aback, pausing briefly as security operatives quickly intervened and restrained the individual. In a composed response, the president simply remarked, "Leave him alone," before continuing in his speech without allowing the incident to derail proceedings. The state governor Sani also signaled the security agents, dousing the slight tension. Meanwhile, in a post on X, Tinubu's senior special assistant on digital and new media, Otega Ogra, lauded the operatives for their conduct, handled with utmost professionalism by Secret Service agents without any disruption to Mr. President's speech or the event. Now, towards what he said. He said Mr. President is protected by some of the finest, well-trained and most professional officers and agents from our internal security, intelligence, and of course, sister security agencies.
Okay, let me start from the visit to Kaduna. Kaduna is like the headquarters, the political headquarters of northern Nigeria. If you talk about religious headquarters, it is Sokoto, the seat of the caliphate. But if you say political headquarters, it's Kaduna. And now that El-Rufai is no longer in the president's camp, it's only wise for the president to make inroad into the Kaduna political structure. And I'm not surprised, or I was not surprised, when I heard that he was visiting Kaduna to commission some projects. Now, to the drama that happened, I remember last night I and Ben had quite a conversation on this to say, if you watch the video, if you have not watched the video, you may not understand what we're saying. Now, the president was giving an address and a young man was walking towards the podium. And you know, security people normally, if they see any movement, any movement, it's a perceived threat already. So his security people saw the guy moving towards and thought it was a threat. Right. Is he ADC, the military man?
That's right.
The guy, oh Jesus, quickly made a swift movement towards the president's front. And I was asking Ben, so for this guy mine now, he won't collect bullets. So if somebody was trying to shoot the president, this guy was already positioned to collect the bullet. I told Ben, I don't like this kind of work. I cannot come and die. But it tells you the spirit of the men of the Nigerian Armed Forces. They know that this job we're doing is risky, but they are doing it. And sometimes with joy. Like, they deserve commendation. This Armed Forces Remembrance Day we do once in a year. We need to be doing it more and more, because you see the comportment. Without hesitation, this guy was putting his life on the line. I mean, like, I was impressed with the video. Like, oh no, for a moment I felt proud.
Let me start from the political angle. The president making a visit to Kaduna State yesterday was quite significant. And if you take your time to listen to most of the things he said, for me, the president basically spent bulk of his speech shading Nasir El-Rufai, who is the immediate past governor of that state. He talked about security situation, what it was like when he visited during the campaigns. He said they practically had to mobilize a battalion for them to campaign in Kaduna. But today, that same spot in Kaduna, that around midnight you can afford to move around, that since Obasani came on board, things have changed. The tide has changed for good. Though he did not mention Nasir El-Rufai's name, but if you compare A and B, the question is, who is A and who is B? And with Mr. President's comparison yesterday, B that came later after A is doing better than A did. So the president just sees that opportunity to talk down on El-Rufai. And yesterday, if you recall, Bashir El-Rufai did make a post on X. It is not a coincidence that he decided to drop that comment or that post on X on the day the president visited.
He said the North cannot wait to return Tinubu to the Budilon.
So there is no love lost between these two men, Mr. President on one hand and Nasir El-Rufai. But in all of this, for me, for an average Nigerian, we don't care who likes who. For we just need the country to work. If the country works, we are all better off for it. That is the bottom line. Then for the incident that happened yesterday, I really loved how the president handled the situation. I'm just imagining if that was to be a Donald Trump, the kind of drama we would have seen yesterday.
For dodge, fall for ground.
Apart from that, even the speech and reaction after the incident, you will hear that
it is my enemy.
Which Iran sent atomic bomb to come and kill him. But yesterday, the president just jokingly waved it aside and continued,
to leave the boy
continued with what he was doing.
Leave him alone.
Then coming to the reactions that you were talking about, I did tell you last night that if you take a look at the ADC's shoulder, you see 4 letters. No, they are NAIC. NAIC is an acronym for Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps. So intelligence officers are actually one of the most trained officers in the Nigerian Army. You don't joke with them. You see them every day. They mingle with you. Sometimes you don't even know they are soldiers, given the kind of training that they receive. So I'm not surprised with the quick reaction. That is what they have signed, that they would dedicate their lives to. So it's for me, it's a litmus test.
You're correct.
So on the
all his guys watching that video yesterday will be like,
we made the right choice by appointing this man, making him the president's ADC.
True. But the wife go tell us, if not me, you come back as I say, so you are ready to die.
You go marry soldier. What were you expecting? That's it. If you cannot have ants in your house and not expect lizards.
But if you die in the battlefield, it's different. That it was a battle. But that somebody was about to collect a bullet, you voluntarily walked into it.
What's your definition of battlefield? That's also a battlefield. Every time they step out to the president, it's a battlefield. If they tell you what they move around with, you'll be shocked.
It's true.
You only get to see what they want you to see.
I agree with you.
But beyond what you see, under those BB coats, even those things they hold that look like briefcase, believe me, they are not briefcases.
You're correct.
Yeah. So, it's ended on a good note. But let's also not forget the angle. Social media is very dangerous. The initial ones came out and suggested that, hey, the president came under attack in Kaduna and what have you. But until you sent me the longer version, video. Exactly, I now truly understood what played out.
Yeah, right. Some people caught only the parts where the soldier was trying to dive and removed the other part of the video where the young man was trying to pass through the podium and security tried to make a movement. They even did not add where the president said leave him alone. They just picked only where security people were trying to dive. That's the nature of their job. Anybody approaching is a threat.
It's a threat.
You know, I told you my own AMPP Ogbonnayono. I nearly broke my leg.
It's a threat.
I was approaching Ogbonnayono. I just wanted to remove my recorder. That's so DSS pushed me. Because they believe that we don't know what this girl is up to.
Exactly. What if you bring out a pistol?
Do you see?
Well, the good thing is they are always alert. And yesterday they indeed showed that you cannot come. Even the Tortiv, when the president made a stop in Benue, when he wanted to address the president, the DSS guy was quick to come in between him and the president.
Oh, I don't watch that one.
It was after his speech that the president stood up and shook hands with him. But before the speech, while he was going to make his speech, he attempted greeting the president and the DSS blocked him immediately. It's the nature of their job.
I know.
Just like you've chosen to be speaking English every morning. You understand? Them, they have chosen to
put their life on the line.
That's it.
Hey! Okay, we move. The 36 governors in Nigeria have agreed to dismantle illegal roadblocks and multiple taxes across the country. They made the resolution after a meeting yesterday, which ended in Abuja. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who read the communique at the end of the meeting, said the governors resolved to dismantle illegal roadblocks, multiple taxes, which they say was responsible for food inflation. The communique was signed by the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Governor of Kwara State, Abdurrahman Abdurazak. But the NSA, Nuhu Ribadu, declined talking to the press after the interview. He just went his way. We don't know if he's not happy with the recommendation or he believes it's a security matter that will be discussed at the appropriate time.
Well, I must commend the governors for taking this stance. Excuse me, but it is one thing to take this stance and another thing to see to its implementation. Let's not forget that the state governors do not control the police or even the military and other security agents. That responsibility lies with the federal government. But I remember one particular caller, I've been trying to get his name. One particular caller, a businessman who called this program not once, not twice, but on different occasions to complain about the level of extortion between Aba and Port Harcourt. Remember, he talked about pushing goods either from Aba to Port Harcourt or from Port Harcourt to Aba. But guess what? The kind of extortion that people who were supposed to protect him, make his business seamless and easier, these people practically have turned what is supposed to be a security checkpoint to a revenue generating point. Revenue that they don't give receipts for. Revenues that do not find their way into government coffers. So I agree. This is 2025. We should start policing or having this security business in another way. You claim you're on the road to safeguard road users, but for me it makes no sense, because the bad guys know that if they get to let me say Obakala Junction, for instance, there is a military checkpoint, they will easily boycott that place and go to a place where there is no military checkpoint. I think in 2025 what we should be emphasizing is mobile security. Let our security agents be highly mobile in such a way that once something is happening, they react immediately. Not a situation where they would park on the road. Some you even see them pull their shirt and boots they practically relax with their singlets. As in, they've gotten so used to that checkpoint that it's now like their second homes. We shouldn't be. So for me, I totally agree with what the state governors have said, because most of these checkpoints, if not all of them, have turned to extortion points. Once you carry something in a vehicle, they don't care about the nature of what you're carrying. Settle. They don't. Most times they don't even go through to search. For them, it's all about, okay, you're carrying ugu, bags of ugu. You're supposed to pay 20,000 naira. If you don't pay, pack. That's what you hear.
And then the trader will arrive at destination and add every morning.
Exactly. The price increases.
It's so sad. Implementation is an issue because some of these corrupt officers have been living large.
Very influential too.
Through those checkpoint money. So trying to stop it now, local man will say it's like promoting food for his mouth. So they're going to resist it. So it's going to be really a long walk really in the park. I don't know how government intends to do that. But like I told Ike this morning, it's just a resolution from the governors. The executive has to be involved to make a firm statement before it can become a directive from above. So let's see how that turns out. But really, really is good. Prices of things are going up every day. And then you look around you and you're like, why is the price even high? A question. There was a time, that should be 3 years ago, right? My mother used to send me crayfish from Kaduna. Did you hear what I said? That my mother used to send me crayfish from Kaduna. Kaduna is not, they don't do crayfish, but it's cheaper in Kaduna than in Aba. Meanwhile, Aba were close to Cross River, Akwa Ibom, the riverine areas where these things are gotten, Bayelsa. Why should crayfish be more expensive here when we are closer to the location? Something is not adding up. So it's all this bottlenecks. The person will calculate because the checkpoint he will pass from Akwa Ibom to this place maybe up to 10. But if you are coming from the north to this side, you may just face only checkpoint. When you get to this side, it's not making sense. It's not.
We'll take our first breakdown. Don't adjust your radio. We'll be right back.
What you're about to taste is so hot, it's got basket mouth singing.
Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Yeah. Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Chris. Heat.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Slurp it like it's hot.
ezi mkparịma agwa oge a na-eri nri ga-echeregodi ahụ ihe ka ubi eri ọba kpọmkwem ọkachasị n'ikpụrụ ezigbo ụtọ jupụtara n'ime ofe akwụkwọ nri a nke ejiri Royco were sie a ga-atụpụ mmagodo akwa ngaji na ndụdọ cheregodi aka akwọrọ nke ọma ga-enyere m aka inweta ụtọ nọ na nri a ga na-arachi aka ụtọ miri emi na isisi ọma bụ pụrụ iche nke nri ejiri Royco were sie nke a bụ ịtụ ndụ mmanụ nke a bụ pụrụ iche akọrụ Royco
maka nri nwere isisi ọma na ụtọ zuru oke.
Royco.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Hey, rewards don't land. When I buy
ihe mberede okporo ụzọ ọ bụ na ọ na-ebuzi gị mgbu biko
na-ebekwanụ nke ahụ abụrụla ihe gara aga o ekele dịrị close-up toothpaste nke ọhụrụ Anish Protection na-enye gị nchekwa nke ime ọnụ zuru oke o nwere fluoride na antibacterial zinc nke na-eme ka eze gị sie ike gbochie inwe olulu n'eze gị ma busokwa nje eze agha
gbam dede na-eje n'egwu adịghị ma onwe m na-aga ugbo igoro close-up toothpaste complete fresh protection nke m
close-up complete fresh protection maka nlekọta ahụ dị mkpa nke ime ọnụ gị chọrọ toothpaste nke a dị na blue gel.
One day now, one day. Walk no go rest deep. Say you still fit go on holiday. Make you no get complain. Retire in grand style. Make it worth your while. Choose a partner that will strengthen
deserve. Access ARM Pensions. Future shaping.
Oh yes, Bende stakeholders and executive members of Abia Arise Bende chapter jointly and joyfully invite the general public, especially the people of Bende, to the commissioning of the newly reconstructed and equipped Ngu Ozuakoli Primary Health Care Center, and also the grand finale inauguration of new executive members of Abia Arise Bende chapter by His Excellency Dr. Alex Joma Oti OFR, the Governor of Abia State. The event is slated to hold on Friday, June 20, 2025. Time 11 a.m. Venue Practicing School Ozuakoli. Ndi Bende are deeply excited and overwhelmed with joy as they receive their son, brother, and friend, Dr. Alex Oti OFR, whose exceptional and exemplary leadership is being seen and felt in every nook and cranny of Bende, in particular, and Abia State in general. Ndi Bende, our new dawn is here at last. Ferdinand Ekoma, Chairman, Media Subcommittee for and on behalf of the organizing committee. Announcer.
People and politics, providing the alternative voice within the democratic space.
We go to the courts now, where the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, who is facing a 7-count terrorism and treasonable felony charge, yesterday told the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja that he has no case to answer. Kanu took the position shortly after the federal government, which is prosecuting him, announced its decision to close its case. The federal government wrapped up its case after the 5th prosecution witness, PW5, concluded his testimony and was discharged by the court. The witness, whose name was shielded before he gave his testimony behind a protective screen, upon the conclusion of his cross-examination by a member of Kanu's legal team, Onyechi Bazu-san, the federal government's counsel, Adeboyega Awomolo-san, informed the court that he would no longer produce any witness to testify in the matter. Awomolo said the prosecution team was satisfied that from the avalanche of evidence tendered through the 5 witnesses, the government had effectively established the charge against the defendant. Following the announcement, the head of Kanu's defense team, Kanu Agadi-san, notified the court about his client's decision to enter a no-case submission in the matter. In view of Kanu's decision, Trial Justice James
linking the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to the killing of 186 police officers and destruction of 164 police stations during the EndSARS protests. Justice Omotosho admitted the report during the resumed hearing. The report was tendered by the prosecuting counsel Adeboyega Omowolo SAN through the 5th prosecution witness tagged PW5. The court admitted exhibits, a damaged assessment report, death certificate of some of the security officers, certificate of compliance as well. Led in defense, the witness, the DSS operative, told the court that he was part of a team deployed to the southeast and other parts of the country to gather events. When you marry a solid support system, even if the whole world is coming down on you, you won't sink. The man has been all over the place with Natasha, and I can tell you for free that one of the reasons why they did not bench Natasha yesterday was that he had pressed some buttons.
Obviously.
Her husband is related to the former governor of Delta State, right? Emmanuel Udwanga. Emmanuel Udwanga is a godson of James Ibori. James Ibori is in the class of 99 governors. That's what's this man name?
Akpabio.
The president belongs to. It's a cartel. If that woman or another woman, respectively, relayed mounting public dissatisfaction over the continued use of estimated billings and the contentious practice of charging consumers even during periods of zero power supply. They underscored the need for Aba Power to prioritize installation of smart prepaid meters across service areas, describing it as a critical to promoting transparency, curbing exploitation, restoring public confidence in the electricity supply chain. Aba Power, on its part, provided a 100% metering across all categories. According to the updates they gave to the assembly members, mass metering has already been fully completed on 7 feeders: Aba East, Aba Township, Ehi Road, IGI, Owerenta, World Bank, Aba Owerri, while ongoing installations continue in the Ambai and Aba Industrial Area.
They've given
40,000
prepaid meters to certain customers, but if you take a look at the trend,
you have also seen it and you're making steps. That's what we're looking for. Not signing, approving, signing, approving. Oh no.
Well, on a sad note, we understand that a 10-year-old boy got drowned in a gutter in Aba yesterday. Very sad one indeed.
Oh, very, very sad. You know, the story popped yesterday that there was a heavy downpour, and according to eyewitnesses, the little boy arrived the scene. That's heavy downpour yesterday in most parts of Aba. Local residents launched an immediate rescue effort, but the force of the water made it impossible to save him on time. His lifeless body was later recovered downstream.
All over the place last night. Let's take some parts from of that later this morning. I write to formally tender my resignation as a member of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, effective immediately. This decision did not come slightly, especially considering the time, the work and resources I have personally invested into the party and the support, encouragement and platform the party has provided me. 3 general elections. It was an honor to represent the ideals of YPP and to engage with the people of Abia State under its banner. I will always take pride in the pivotal role our party played in ushering in a new era of political liberation that will unfold so many dramas. Well, he has not, just like his other former party man, Abu Dhabi, Ibn Woke, left the YPP. Chima Anyaso has also not told us where he's going next.
Well, yesterday they were known for you didn't see the pictures.
Even before yesterday, and the way the man was always praising Governor Alex Oti.
At the point, know that he's going there.
He almost sounded like the chief press secretary to the governor. But so let's see how it goes.
Wow, you choke. Okay, that's before we open the phone lines, yes, Omike is worried that the bourgeois don't want to pay tax in Abuja, and he has asked government to intervene and caution them so that they can pay their taxes. He expressed dismay that these same rich men and women will pay their taxes and ground rent voluntarily in London, UK.
He was appointed the FCT minister. Did say this would be one of the challenges. Go about blowing sirens. Sure. They drive well. Sometimes we've even seen pictures of them in public trains. But once they come here, I don't know what is it with the kind of oxygen we breathe in this part of the world. As soon as they land at the airport, everything changes. The mentality, the behavior changes. And the question is why? For how long can we continue like this? You go to other places. Human beings like you built those places by doing the right thing, paying what they ought to pay. But here, because you're a big man, the police protect you, nobody can touch you. You do and undo. So let's see if the president would give him the full backing and say, go again.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Oh yeah, pay your money from the back.
Okay, just take the money.
Auntie, I don't get change. If you know say you don't get change, you better calm down now.
Calm down, boss. No need for change. I go pay for everybody inside this bus, plus you and the driver there.
Cash, madam. You get money, oh.
No be so. I just want to share the goodness. In fact, soft drink. Bring one Malta Guinness for everybody.
It's always a good time to share goodness and spread positivity. Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
No be party jollof this same.
I beg, make nothing hungry again today.
I am pregnant. Where every day follow talk so.